Hey guys, back again, Lone Reader here with the next installment of the What the Heck Am I Doing tutorial series. This is, again, still FL Studio. I've already covered the step sequencer and the piano roll. Nope, that guy. So next up is this guy, the playlist. Alright, so this is once you've imported, whatever wthaid you're going to use, you've made your melodies in the piano roll. Now you're going to start lacing it together into a song. I'll just go over the basics of using this guy. Again, like you have in the piano roll, this also has certain snap options which you can control up here, or you can control from the drop-down menu under the snap thing. Again, I got mine red just by good color right up here. It's really irrelevant, has no bearing on performance. Alright, so here you notice you have a whole bunch of different tracks. I think the easiest way to explain how this works is to open a project in which I already have some stuff here and sort of tell you what it all is. So here are all my saved projects. Let's just see where one is. Okay, here we go. Here's a song I made a while ago. No, I don't want to save changes. Blah, blah, blah. We'll let that load. Okay. So here we have the step sequencer. Again, like the piano roll, you can scale it vertically using this little click and drag thingy. You can also scale it horizontally by clicking the edge of this scroll bar. Again, scaling it in really close is good for fine details, but if you want to see the whole global project, you can scale it out. So this is basically my whole project. Now there's several parts to this. Oh good, has examples of all three. There's the basic, these guys. Here, I'll zoom in so you can see the names of them. Alright, these are basically all the melodies we made in our piano roll. If we double click on them, we'll go straight to that melody in the piano roll. This is pattern 1 again. I didn't name it, so it's just pattern 1 in the playlist. There's pattern 2 and so on. That's the main reason for patterns. So you can basically have different melody parts coming in at different times by using the different patterns. The way you paint the patterns is you basically click and drag, you can right click to release. It's basically the same functions as putting notes in the piano roll and the step sequencer. The way you change what you're drawing is either, if you already have it in your playlist, you can click there and you'll draw pattern 2 now, or you can select it using this pattern selector. So now I will be drawing pattern 4. And for some reason I'm drawing pattern 15. Not sure what that's about. Hello? Yeah, nope, not sure what that's about there. Usually that works though, so that's a good, that's because I have these locked to content right now. So if I draw in this other one, there, now I'm drawing pattern 2, now I'm drawing pattern 3, and so on. These little locked bars, you get them by just right-clicking again. You get the drop-down and you say, lock to content. And that's good for basically if you have, if it's basically an organizational thing. So basically in this track, you will always have pattern 1 when you draw in there. And in this one, you will always draw pattern 2 by default. In this one, pattern 3, and so on to whatever it's locked to. Basically, the way locking works is you put specifically one thing in there, and then you say lock to content, and that one thing will be what you draw in there now. You can also click and drag some other things in there. Only do this after you've locked to content, otherwise you'll confuse your program and possibly yourself. But enough introduction. This is, okay, so that's, not sure why I said that. That's basically patterns. There's other thing, which you can do, which is basically drag wave sounds in there. That's just a wave sound, and basically I just dragged it in. You can also drag them in from the library, like so. Ta-da! Ooh, that's a shortcut. Oh, come on, erase. There we go. sets wave sounds function, you know, like wave sounds. They're good for basically putting effects in, such like that. Now these thingies, with all the little lines, these are what are called automation clips. For those of you already familiar with them and with FL Studio, you're like, well, yeah, duh. I'm telling you this because when I started FL Studio, I wanted to use these, but I didn't know what they were called, so it took me frickin' forever to find out even just how to put them in. What automation clips are is, I'll get into this a little more, but they're basically, this is linked to an effect button, a certain setting on an effect, and as the time goes on, it will change that effect. So this one is cutoff frequency on a filter. So here, let's just show you what it sounds like. This is modulating this. This is just white noise. And so here's what it sounds like. Might be easier if I soloed this for you. So here, again, solo is basically the same control click as in the step sequencer. I'll also turn that on. So here, we're just hearing the noise filter. And, okay, oh, here it's coming in. Alright, so you get the general gist of what they do. You can, you know, change them however you like. No, I'm not going to change that because blah blah blah. Alright, so that's pretty much the basics of the playlist. It's, like I mentioned earlier, just putting everything in. Where you've made all the parts to your song now, and now you're organizing them into a coherent production. A little thing about the patterns. I said earlier they were built in the piano roll. They can also be built in the step sequencer. Okay, let me get it to... There we go. This is all the stuff in here. A lot of those are effects. All those colorful ones are effects and stuff. But I have a few drums in here. Not sure what pattern those are, so we'll scroll through the patterns. There we go. There's one. There's a pattern, and I just drew it. You'll notice if it's built in the piano roll, you get that thing. If it's built in the step sequencer, you get that thing. And either one of these you can draw in. Just, you know, this is pattern 8, so when you draw pattern 8, you're going to get that. Built solely from the step sequencer. When you draw pattern 7, you're going to get something you built in the piano roll. That's another good reason to use patterns, sort of an organizational thing. That's the basics of the playlist. It's, you know, fairly simple. You'll notice a lot of professionals and whatnot, to save space, they'll like drag automation clips on top of, well, no, technically modifies this, on top of what they modify. You can do that, you can't do that. It doesn't change the performance of your song in any way. It just, like I said, saves space, makes things a little more obvious what they're doing. Obviously, since you drag this on top, you can't really get to the underside things. That's where these 3 buttons come in place. These are, it calls them focus up in this little box, but basically you click on that, and waveforms will be on top, wave sounds, you click on that, automation clips, these guys will be on top, and you can tweak them, and you click on this next one, and the pattern clips will be on top, and you can tweak them. Let's just move that guy back to where he was. That's basically it. I'll upload this song in a different video for those of you interested to hear what it sounds like. It's passable. A little disappointed with the beat I had in it. I have trouble making beats. I am not a rapper, not a hip-hop artist. Focus mainly on the melodies, so you give that a listen if you want. Give me feedback on it. I'd certainly appreciate it. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next and sort of final of this basic beginner video for FL Studio, and good luck!